people. It is dark. It is dark. I absolutely hate these dark mornings, but they are what they are right now. They're not going to change for a while, so we have to get used to them. Just on my way back from the last of this week's early gym sessions. It is Friday morning. It is before 7 o'clock, and yeah, I've been in the gym since about 5:15 this morning. So just heading back. Morning routines will kick in. Louis will get fed, he will get dressed, he will get changed, and then he will get taken to the childminder. Lara and I will crack on with the day's work, and then we'll pick him up and enjoy the weekend. I'm not sure what we've got planned actually. I think Lara might have booked something for Louis tomorrow, possibly like a little storytelling thing at the local library. But I think one of her friends might also be asking whether they want to go swimming. So we'll see how he feels, because he's also got some vaccinations today. So usually after the vaccinations, he's pretty good. In the moment, not the most happy chappy, but who would be when you're getting needles jabbed into your thighs? Except all of those steroid using bodybuilders, obviously. But no, he's good. So we'll see how he goes after that. As I say, usually he's really quite good after those vaccinations, and as long as he's okay, I'll let Lara decide which of those things that we want to do, whether it's storytelling, which is, to be honest, it's a little bit tricky. He doesn't really sit still, so the storytelling side of things is always a bit of a tough one. Whereas at least with swimming, he can just be active, he can just do his thing. So it may well be swimming, but we shall see. We shall see. I'll obviously let you know as the week goes on. What is good, people? It is Monday morning, and it has been a busy start to the morning. A rather busy start indeed. Yeah, one of those funny ones, because it is a public holiday here in France tomorrow. Not that public holidays mean much to me, because that's what happens when you're self-employed. But it means Lara's off work tomorrow, and it also means that her work give her today off, because that's just the kind of thing they do. But I'm working, so Lara's got the day off today. Louis and Lara are both off tomorrow, but I'm still trying to work and still trying to get all of those things done that I need to get done. So yeah, it's a rather strange week, and it means that everything just gets a little bit thrown out, but not to worry, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So you'll see from the first part of this video, and I apologise for just how dark that first part was. It was very early in the morning. It was just pitch black still outside, and my camera decided it wasn't going to light adjust. So I've done my best to try and brighten it up, but it's pretty ropey, to be completely honest. So I apologise, but hopefully you can hear okay. And I guess that's the main thing. So we are Monday morning. We are about £1 up from last week on average, which again is perfect. Like I think I said in last week's video, we're probably trying to get up towards that sort of £180 mark by Christmas. We're not chasing it up. We're not trying to rush it up by any means, but just as a little bit of we'd be pretty happy if that's where we settled around Christmas time. And that is meaning around about £1 a week on average being added. Anywhere between £0.5 and £1, honestly, is absolutely fine. So that's quite a nice thing to see. Still managing to get some really good training sessions in across the past week. Like there's been a lot of the early ones getting done, which has been great. Like getting into the gym nice and early, getting that stuff out of the way, having plenty of time for the rest of the day. But also just means that it's quiet. Like the gym's it's quite a peaceful place at that time in the morning. I've never really been a super early gym goer. Even back in my old office days, I used to go after work just because I felt more ready to train at that point. But getting in there early, getting up at 5, being in the gym for 15:15, and there being like literally a handful of people in there, just something quite nice about it. So those sessions have been going really well. As I mentioned, like they're going to get a little bit disrupted this week. So my plan is Monday today, which is a rest day for me, which it always is. And then tomorrow, even though it's the public holiday, I'm planning to get up early. So I'll be up at 5 in the gym for 15:15 tomorrow. So a normal day for me on a Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday are then going to be slightly odd, because those are the days that Lara's going to be in Paris this week. So it means I'm going to have to adjust stuff around. I could possibly still get into the gym early. It might just mean that like my cardio doesn't get done, because I'd have to be sort of rushing back to basically then just be in and straight back out the door again to get Lara down to the station. It then means I'd be rushing around trying to get myself sorted, get Louis sorted, and everything all just becomes a little bit chaotic. So what I suspect will happen Wednesday, Thursday this week is I'll be up, I'll take Lara to the station, I'll then drop Louis off, and then I'll probably at that point go and get my session done, and then I'll have the rest of the day just to crack on. It's not an ideal thing, but we have to make it work with the situation as it arises. So that's probably how this week is going to look. I'll keep you posted as always. So pictures will follow tomorrow, along with the third part of this video once Christian's got back to me with a check-in reply. Again, because we've seen that pound up on average, I don't expect there to be any changes. I think it's just going to be more of the same. Keep pushing, keep making sure the lifts are going well, keep making sure that we're on top of everything that we need to. And yeah, just consistency is the name of the game, and just continuing to be as consistent as possible, especially in this build up to Christmas. Like I've touched on it a few times, but it's very easy to lose focus. It's very easy to lose motivation. It's darker, it's wetter, it's generally more miserable. That said, that the weekend wasn't the best, but it's actually bright sunshine today. So hopefully I will get out for a walk at some point. I've got a usual webinar that I jump on a Monday lunchtime, which is a bit of a learning webinar, and what I've been doing for the past few weeks when the weather's been okay to do so. I've just been going and listening to that whilst I've been out on a walk, which has been working really, really nicely. So hopefully that's what I'll do again today, so I can get out, get some steps, get some sunshine, step away from the desk for a little bit, and make it work and make it happen. So as I say, I'll be back again tomorrow with the next part of this. There'll be the usual pictures in there. The response will come back from Christian, and we'll take it from there and see how we go. Good morning, people. Hope you are well. And it is Tuesday morning. Been to the gym bright and early, up at 5. Gym for about 15:15. It was pretty dead today, but it is a public holiday here in France, so that's probably the reason. Most people who would usually be there early giving themselves a little bit of a laying because they haven't got to go to work today. But no rest for the wicked. It's a usual day for me. Lara is off work though, so her and Louis have literally just gone out to go and meet one of her friends and their little boy. They're going to like a reading thing, which will be quite nice, like little sort of nursery rhyme musical type situation. So yeah, hopefully they'll have fun. We did have to wake Louis up from a nap, which is never, I think there's a saying like never wake a sleeping baby, but needs must. It was a necessary thing. So that's that. They're off, and then they'll get back. We'll have lunch. I'll probably get a little bit more work done, and then maybe we'll go out somewhere. But the weather is looking pretty miserable, so it might end up being a little bit of an inside afternoon, but we shall see. So check-in has been sent. Check-in reply has been received. As expected, Christian's pretty much just said, stick with it, roll with it, keep going, because at the moment everything's going really, really smoothly. We're about 19 weeks into the phase of growth and about 13 pounds up. So a really, really solid rate. It's about 0.6 of a pound on average per week, which is definitely in that sweet spot, that sort of 0.5 to a pound a week, not rushing things up, not chasing things up, not chasing scale weight, just making sure we're doing things and keeping things pretty clean and tidy, which, as you'll see from the pictures, hopefully that's reflected. Obviously there is some definition fading, like that's normal when you've added that bit of body weight. There is going to be some body fat in there, but because it's gone on relatively leanly, hopefully there's a decent amount of muscle gone on too. And I do feel good for it. I feel strong. I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, like very much being in that sort of sweet spot phase where, body fat levels are at a decent amount so that I do feel good and I do feel strong and I am making progress in my lifts, but they're not to the point where it's hindering stuff. I'm not feeling overly heavy. My general fitness levels are in a good place. I am still doing cardio, and that is going to be a factor. I've had phases myself. I know plenty of people who basically just only do cardio in their fat loss phases, and it ends up meaning that their growth phases are a real battle, because as your body weight's creeping up, your body's working harder and harder. If you're not also keeping some level of general stamina, general fitness, you are going to run into problems, and you'll run into problems quite quickly, and it will impact your lift, because if you're you know, you're in the gym, you're pushing yourself. If you're getting out of breath before your actual muscles are the things that are failing, that's only going to hinder. So keeping the cardio in there, even in those phases of growth, I think is definitely an important thing. And it's something that I've been doing for the past few growth phases. As I said, I didn't do any probably in my very first growth phase. And I was probably pretty slack with it, even in like the second and third ones. But like I've been through multiple cycles of cut, bulk. And I always keep some cardio into my growth phases now. And I actually quite like it. Like cardio gets a bit of a bad rap. It's one of those things that everyone always sacks off. But that little window of opportunity to just almost like unwind after my session, reply to messages, like do a few bits and pieces that I need to do, I actually quite enjoy it. So, and I like the fact that I keep that routine in there, because what it also does is means when I do then go into fat loss phases, the other thing that I used to find, and I know a lot of people do struggle with, if you've been very much out of the routine of doing that, you know, you've done zero cardio in your phase of growth, all of a sudden like cardio's coming in, and potentially to the point where, you know, you're being asked, or you're bringing it in and you're trying to do like 2.5, 3 hours worth of cardio a week. It's really difficult to get back into that routine. Whereas if that routine's always been there, even if that cardio is not necessarily being pushed as intensely as you might do in a fat loss phase, the very fact that it's in and it's just part of your normal routine, it's there. You know, you're not really changing anything in terms of the structure. You're just increasing the intensity potentially. So yeah, little bit of an update. Pictures obviously you'll have seen. Things going very, very well. Another week of just doing the do. And we've got a good few weeks till Christmas to continue the push up. So I'll leave this video here. Hope you've had a really, really good one. Any questions, as always, please do feel free to pop them in the comments, and I'll get back to each and every single one of them. And like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff is also very, very much appreciated. You can probably still see some Halloween decorations in the background, actually. I'm going to blame Lara for not taking those down. But no, hope everyone's good. And I should also say at least the Christmas decorations haven't gone up yet, because it's way too early for that. But I'll catch you again soon.